Prof Ed Blessing II. 1. Teacher Kyla wants to find out what knowledge or skills the students have mastered to set up her starting point for grade 11 English. She needs to have a diagnostic evaluation. 2. Max Scheller introduced a hierarchy of values that the teacher needs to develop among learners. Identify these values along the following situation. Teacher Didi recognized the fact that learning has a strong sensual feeling, and so she explores the learner's pleasure values. 3. What example will you propose as work assignment that engages learners in active learning in a student-centered classroom? Answer: project making. 4. What is the core of the classroom setting in every school? Core of the classroom setting in every school. Answer: curriculum. 5. After receiving a complaint from students, how will you, as supervisor in a department, judge a teacher who explained that high cost of materials caused him to collect money for test papers, but he forgot to monograph them? Answer: justifying. 6. Who first formally stated that truth and knowledge arise out of observation and experience? Answer: John Dewey. 7. Among thinking analysis means? Answer: breaking down complex information. 8. What is the best way for teachers to present facts on subject content? Answer: direct instruction. 9. The school wants to find out the causes of students' problems that gave them in the district exam. The school has to do a? Answer: diagnostic evaluation. 10. Which test is subjective and less reliable for scoring and grading? Answer: essay. 11. For the production of learning outcomes, the expert learning checks errors and redirects efforts to maintain? Answer: quality output. 12. Which of the following is simulation to abstract the real world in learning? A. Scrabble, B. role-playing, C. Monopoly, D. chess. Answer: Scrabble. 13. Teacher Elena stopped giving group work after she observed group members leave work to group leaders. What specific principle of learning should urge Elena to revive and guide students on group activities? Answer: learning is a collaborative process. 14. Which of the following principles best applies to school and community? Answer: community relations is part of the school program. 15. Among factors to professionalism, which do you think is least among characteristics that determine the quality of professional service by teachers? Okay, answer is salary range in service. 16. In grade distribution of class, what is the basic numerical data that you will obtain as the average of grades? Answer: mean. 17. Which kind of test measures students' progress and appraise their ability relative to specific standards? Answer: criterion reference. 18. Which standardized test is commonly used for special testing like school admission and placement of students? A. Intelligence test, B. Psychological test, C. Medical test, D. Achievement test. Answer is intelligence test. 19. Along Piaget's principles, which can be effective by way of props and visual aids to help children understand ideas? A. Instructional media, B. Drawings and illustrations, C. Chalkboard writing, D. Bulletin board displays. Answer: instructional media. 20. Standardized tests that cover the subject or course in a school, district, or region need to have? Answer: curricular validity. 21. Ausubel. So when you hear OSABEL, Advanced Organizers, so OSABEL's Advanced Organizers help for students to get bird's eye view of the topic to be learned. Bird's eye view. 22. The teacher as facilitator adds vigor, light, and life in the classroom by his or her answer, presence. Presence. 23. What would you expect to prevail among students when purely essentialist learning is applied in instruction? Essentialist. Answer, they become passive learners. They become passive learners. 24. As supported by research, this form identified variables for student achievement through teaching and instruction, but not to include, This form identified variables for student achievement through teaching and instruction, but not to include A. Class participation, B. Instructional reinforcement, C. Improved reading and study skills, D. School IDs and uniform. Answer is school IDs and uniform. 25. These are signs that students are active learners. Centered classroom, but not to include A. Students reflected on presented ideas, B. Students adding on new information, C. Students reacting to stimuli, D. Students writing journals. So they're all signs of active learners, but except students writing journals. 26. In the 4 A's approach to facilitating learning, the students learn best to relate ideas to real life through, answer is application. 27. What example can you give to exemplify Skinner's negative reinforcement theory? A. Failure for those who miss the final exam. B. Exams are postponed indefinitely. C. No final exam for those who have a 1.25 grade. D. No permit, no final exam. Answer is for negative reinforcement theory, no final exam for those who have a 1.25 grade. 28. This arises from social institutions without being considered as one of transcendent values that are universal and unchanging. A. Authority, B. Love, C. Justice, D. Freedom. Answer, authority. So it's not considered as a transcendent value that is universal and unchanging. 29. According to Gardner's multiple intelligence theory, learners who have the natural ability and inclination for sounds, meanings, structures, and sounds of language are verbal linguistic intelligence learners. 30. Reliability of tests can be improved by various factors, and one is increased number of score items, in which scores are spread over a range of abilities. 31. What skills does Principal Zenny need to develop in order to focus well on problems, pick up real messages, and be sensitive to her teachers and students? A. Communication skills, B. Confidence building, C. Diagnostic skills, D. Critical thinking skills. Answer is communication skills. 32. Technological competencies which are given emphasis in 21st century education means integration of, answer, digital devices in teaching and learning. 33. What will you find in the UN Declaration of Human Rights as the most human approach to the protection of children in the world? A. Multi-diverse learning, B. A modern family environment, C. Norm-referenced, D. School education. So it's the most human approach to the protection of children. Answer, a modern family environment. 34. What project will you propose to the principal when more senses are to be involved in the learning process? What project will you propose to the principal when more senses are to be involved in the learning process? A. Demonstration. B. Field trip. C. Exhibit. D. Lecture. Answer is A. Demonstration. 35. At what age is a Filipino child a beneficiary of the Early Childhood and Care National System, or ECC something, under RA 8980? Early childhood. Answer is from preschool to kindergarten age. From preschool to kindergarten age. Early childhood is from preschool to kindergarten age. 36. Which kind of multiple question is? Henry Kissinger is a well-known corporate lawyer. Is a well-known A. corporate lawyer, B. avant-garde playwright, C. surrealist artist, D. international statements. So again, what kind of multiple question is? Henry Kissinger is well known as A. corporate lawyer, B. avant-garde playwright, C. surrealist artist, D. international statements. So the options for this is A. simple knowledge, B. assessment of an issue, C. application of formula, D. application of concept. So the answer is simple knowledge. Simple knowledge only. 37. Which is avoided in brainstorming as a form of group dynamics in instruction? Avoided. A. Reviving old ideas. B. Making assumptions. C. Opening subject guesses. D. Object to ideas. Answer is opening subject guesses. 38. Based on DepEd's mission statement, quality basic education means that students learn in child-friendly, gender-sensitive, safe, and motivating environment. This implies that DepEd believes that environment affects learning. Which philosophy of education is this? That environment affects learning. Environment affects learning. A. Utilitarianism, B. Empiricism, C. Behaviorism, D. Essentialism. Answer is behaviorism. Behaviorism. Environment affects learning. 39. Which is referred to as assessment of learning? A. Authentic, B. Traditional, C. Summative, D. Formative. Answer: summative assessment. Assessment of learning is summative assessment. 40. Which thought activity or cognitive ability is tested in the easy question? Describe the strengths and weaknesses of values education in basic education today. So what cognitive ability is tested in this question? A. Creating, B. Synthesizing, C. Evaluating, D. Applying. So this question again is describe the strengths and weaknesses of values education in basic education. Is it creating, synthesizing, evaluating, or applying? The answer is evaluating. Evaluating. 41. How would you describe Teacher Candy's initiative in relating to everyone in the class without play favorites? A. Competitive, B. Inclusive, C. Constructive, D. Exclusive. 41 is B. Inclusive. She doesn't have any favorites. She includes everyone. She thinks of everyone as an equal, as equals. 42. For Vygotsky, what is the key concept in the team scaffolding that is provided by the teacher to learners so that they can complete their learning tasks? What's the key concept? A. right information, B. appropriate assistance, C. correct attitude, D. proper procedures. Of course, scaffolding is B. appropriate assistance. 43. What is generally advanced by education? Who suggests back-to-back learning in education? Advanced by education? Who suggests back-to-back learning? Answer is the 3 R's. The 3 R's. 3 R's. 44. Which of the following expressions is a direct motivator made by a teacher before an examination? Direct motivator made by a teacher before an exam. A. Pay close attention to time. B. Don't worry. Don't work too slow or you'll be left behind. C. It's all right to guess. D. I will be happy if you try your best. Of course, D. I will be happy if you try your best. 45. Teacher like wants to hold a discussion with a small panel of students as resource persons. He can effectively use A. Traditional formal pattern, B. Horseshoe pattern, C. Rectangular pattern, D. Circular pattern. Informal seating pattern for said aim. So he will hold a discussion with a small panel of students. The best is the horseshoe pattern. 46. What is teacher Shiana encouraging by her hands-on and play approach to teaching early childhood learners? Hands-on and play approach. A. Mind skills, B. self-expression, C. leisure, D. occupational crafts. Answer is self-expression. So hands-on and play approach to teaching for early childhood is self-expression. She encourages self-expression. 47. Thinking skills that are metacognitive relate to reflective thinking on the how of one's learning. 48. Setting of learning objectives adopts certain characteristics under the acronym of SMART. Which does A stands for? What is A in SMART? Attainable. 49. According to Gardner's multiple intelligence theory, spatial intelligence learners are inclined or disposed to answer, colors, shapes, symmetry, and images. 50. In order to clarify values that have emotional overtones due to controversies and differences of opinion, one good recommendation is for the teacher to answer, remain neutral. Remain neutral. 51. The idea of revisiting and elaborating to the level of full understanding is achieved through A. Advanced organizers, B. Concept mapping, C. Spiral curriculum, D. Enrichment curriculum. Answer is spiral curriculum. Again, spiral curriculum is the idea of revisiting and elaborating to the level of full understanding. 52. Based on Bloom's taxonomy, which of the following can be most effective for making a synthesis of learning? A. Comparison of standards, B. Definition, C. Text reading, D. Plan. Most effective for making a synthesis of learning. Answer is a plan, D. 53. What is frustration control in the scaffold instruction reading strategies for students' independent reading? Frustration control. Answer: help reduce stress. 54. For Bandura's theory, what is the teacher, as he is the object of observation in school? A. Substitute model, B. Live model, C. Virtual model, D. Symbolic model. Answer is live model. 55. What is applied by Skinners in overt behavior, like events, can result in learning? What is applied by Skinners in overt behavior like events can result in learning? Answer: operant conditioning. Operant conditioning. 56. Every teacher should facilitate mastery of the content of lessons, and this connotes the following characteristics of learning except A. Adroit, B. Excellent, C. Admissible, D. Proficient. Adroit means clever and skillful. So for question 56, every teacher should facilitate mastery of the content of lessons, and this connotes the following characteristics of learning except. Answer is adroit. I'm not sure why, but it's adroit. Okay, 57. Along Piaget's principles, this is most appropriate for learning story literature in middle childhood. So, learning story literature is a benchmark. Answer, a benchmark. Piaget's principles in the most appropriate for learning story literature is as a benchmark. 58. Along Piaget's principles, what is most appropriate for middle childhood arithmetic or mathematics learners? A. Make students compete in speed in number solutions. B. Use story problems in mathematics. C. Drill students in computing with numbers. D. Discuss mathematical ideas. Middle childhood, so the best answer is B. Use story problems in mathematics. 59. Which thought activity or cognitive ability is tested in the essay question? Using Christian ethics, how can population control be managed? A. Justifying, B. Summarizing, C. Relating cause and effect, D. Application. Answer is application. Application is the cognitive ability being tested in the essay question using Christian ethics. How can population control be managed? 60. What two central factors were given by Vygotsky for the teacher to provide appropriate assistance to learners for tasks and completion? Answer, interaction and language. Interaction and language. 61. From Bloom's taxonomy of cognitive processing, at what level is teacher Didi asking her students to formulate their personal philosophy of education? Answer, creating. Bloom's taxonomy. Creating. 62. The history of curriculum development in the Philippines shows reduction of units in the humanities but an increase in the natural and physical sciences. On which thought is this action based? A. Utilitarianism, B. Empiricism, C. Essentialism, D. Behaviorism. Answer is essentialism. 63. According to Gardner's multiple intelligence theory, those who work effectively with numbers, patterns, and quantitative reasoning are A is the answer, logical, mathematical intelligence learners. 64. Among important characteristics for successful teaching, which will you choose to connote physical vigor, energy, industry, endurance, zealousness, and quickness? The answer here is drive. 65. Which of the following is most exemplary for question and answer episodes in teaching practice? Roman numeral 1, question and answer exchange are relevant. Roman numeral 2, answers have some depth. 3, questions spur critical thinking. 4, focus is on metacognition. So you just remove 2. Remove Roman numeral 2. The most exemplary for question and answer episodes in teaching practice are question and answer exchange are relevant, questions spur critical thinking, and focus is on metacognition. 1, 3, 4. That's it. Good luck.